Alright, I think I'm streaming. Alright. It is on there now. All right. It is dangerous to go alone. Please take this. Why, hello, Lori. Yes, it is dangerous to go alone. Please take this. And I see a cat. Well, as you see, I'm streaming the latest and greatest retro video games. Of course, I'm streaming on the internet, and if memory serves, you're being a much cooler person than I, and you're about to see a club. Is that correct? Or about to see a show? Ooh. Doors open soon. So what are you seeing? before, watching now. Wow, that's awesome. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. And don't stab the old man. 2 watching now. Black and Loud Fest at the Bossa Nova Ballroom. I saw Minor Threat is going to be playing in Eugene, and I'd love to see them, but I'm not 100% certain I want to drive to Eugene. Like, of all the places to play in Oregon, I guess, you know, Eugene, college town, but still, it's not Portland. So, Lori, is there any Nintendo game that I should play, like that was in my video? So I saw this game, The Legend of Zelda. It blew my mind as a kid. It was one of the first games that had sort of an action RPG. I mean, it's not the first action RPG, but it's one of the first real popular ones. Got cute ones with penguins. Yes! Ice Climber. I can play Ice Climber. So, Ice Climber, in doing my research, I found out that some guys at Nintendo R&D, there's a group of artists that were into making eggplant jokes. And so they tried putting as much eggplants as possible in their games. Let's see. So, Japanese eggplants are purple, they're long and narrow, and that's one of the reasons why... Yeah, so here's a condor, which is stealing an eggplant. And I just clubbed a bird with a mallet. And a snowman with a mallet. Oh, shoot. So one of the things that I said in my video is that Super Mario Brothers changed the expectation of jumping. Because you could, like, change, and now I gotta collect all the eggplants. Which the Arctic creatures have stolen. Ah! Ah! Oh well. I've only gotten 2 eggplants. Those snowmen are so cute, I feel bad about hitting them with a hammer. So as you can see, I'm playing this on my kitchen table, but I have my monitor up there so I can see if anyone... Oh, they're carrots. At the carrot stage. I hope everyone can hear me. I hope I'm not having the game be too loud or myself be too quiet. I am not good at this game. Let's see, 5 seconds to reach the top. What are those? Are those, I guess, they're moving clouds? Again, Nintendo R&D 2 are just weird individuals, and they like putting jokes involving eggplants. Ugh! Cabbage. Okay, and there's cabbage at this level. Oh, shoot. Oh, no bonus. I am not good. Good. So basically, when you're streaming, you want to have the game be a little quieter than your actual sound. And I've positioned my mic is a little off camera here. There it is. I'm not quite ready to embrace the whole YouTube idea about having a big giant mic visible on camera. I still like to have it positioned slightly off camera. This is getting a little intense. I'm tempted to play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out after this. Either that or one of the later levels of Super Mario 3. You know, cucumbers. It'll be interesting to see the statistics on my video to see if the gun games are something that people are interested in. Also, I have a Nintendo Power Pad. A Nintendo Power Pad is this big, stupid plastic pad that you jump around on. I'm tempted to do a video on Power Pad games and the light gun games. Or two separate ones. One on light gun games, one on Power Pad games. It's weird, I expected to have a cat in my video. Also, my mom was supposed to join in. Yeah, this is getting a little hardcore. And there we go. Alright. Thought I'd try some Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Ooh, I should do Punch-Out, because interesting, they did a version with Mike Tyson, and then Mike Tyson got into some legal trouble, and Nintendo sort of fell out of favor of paying licensing fees, so they took the game's called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and then they took Mike Tyson out of it. Had, say, Mr. Dream. You know, the thing is about this game is it's full of rather simplistic national racial stereotypes. But it's made by, you know, it's very much a product of the 80s. Of course, the German guy has a big stash. And dresses like, you know, oh, a second person is watching, so I guess I will talk. I mean, it's not much to talk. So, two people watching. Stream is going on. Let's see. Now going for the minor Piston Honda. And his helmet, or in his headband, it says Nippon Ich, which is like #1 in Japan. Or Japan #1. Ah. So these boxers have their tells. Of course, his eyes blink, he goes red before he throws a punch. I thought I had a uppercut. Alright, 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. If I can get him down a third time, it's a TKO. Ah, shoot. Four watching now. Alright, we're getting ready to see the coolest training montage in video game history. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Obviously inspired by Rocky. So is the entire game. All right. Why, hello there, Lynn Bitten. I played some Legend of Zelda earlier. Now I'm playing some Punch-Out. What, this guy? First fight. Ooh, knockout. Nice. Let's see. So my video, currently 85 people have watched it so far. I'm very pleased with the average view duration is over 5 minutes. Usually it doesn't do well the first day. It's the second day is when it really does well. Let's see. Yes, his pants fall down and then you punch him in his belly. And it's always a KO because he doesn't get up. Let's see. You said we can hear you. Can you hear us? Well, this is a chat, so I can't hear you talk, but if you type something in there, I can see it in the chat. So it's like posting a comment. So, are you the little guy? Yes. Yes, I am. Actually, his name is Little Mac. Let's see. Well, I haven't played this game since like the late 80s. Well, yes, I have, but the late 80s was when this game was really popular. So this is a boxing game, but it's really musical. I mean, it's all about the timing, and it's almost a rhythm game. Okay, now he's doing his disappearing trick. Alright, Lori, have a good time at your concert. Ooh. His father was a great magician in India. Don't be charmed by his magic punches. A kitten is no match for a tiger. Well, that's fitting, because I have quite the tiger. Okay, he's doing a teleport punch. Apparently his jewel on his turban flashes right before he throws a punch. Ooh, he got me down. You found an 8 box. I don't really know what that means, but I'll talk to you about it later on. We cleaned out the garage again and we found an 8 box. Is that yours? I know a teenager who would like it. I don't really know what 8 box you're talking about, but I'll call you and talk about that. Whew, TKO. Now I believe the see, all the fighters at this point have gimmicks. Title bout. All right, Bald Bull. Ah, shoot. Ah. Let's see, the heart is you, right? Why does a star never get points? Well, the points really don't matter. The big thing is the top is the little strength. So when your strength is gone, you get knocked down. So I'm trying to knock him out and not get knocked out myself. Ooh, his little uppercut. Okay, now I gotta... Okay, get back up. Punched him right in the belly at the right time. Okay. 2 minutes on round 1. Ah! Okay. It's anyone's game. Oh! the timer. Give him a fast uppercut when he's stunned. Hey, little Mac. Maybe Doc should throw a towel. You a towel. Okay. Okay, round 2. He's down. So this game. Oh, come on. No! Anyway, I was gonna say, so the Nintendo arcade division had a surplus of monitors, so they designed a game, Punch Out in the arcade, that had a monitor here and then a monitor up here, and it was a cool and weird gimmick. It had big, colorful characters, and they don't really throw away ideas. Oh, no. I don't think I'll play some of that. What should I do? Super Mario Brothers 3? Let's see. Let me look at my list of games. I reviewed or talked about Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, Donkey Kong Classics, Hogan's Alley, Metroid, Excite Bike. I think I'll do some Excite Bike and then maybe some Super Mario Brothers 3. So I learned a couple of interesting things about Excite Bike. First of all, it had, there's a design feature and the save and load. Actually, let me load this up right here. So, image, add image. There it is, Famicom data recorder. So, Nintendo made a tape drive, and in Japan, you would have this game, and you could hook it up and design a level and record it to the Nintendo data recorder cassette tape. And that's cool, but for some reason, they left it, the load functions in the American version. So there's a save and load, but yet for some reason, I tried that as a kid and could never, have it save, because I didn't know that it actually was connected to a cassette tape drive. So it's a cute motorbike racing game, but Nintendo R&D 1 actually got used to doing hardware-based scrolling, and the NES hardware, the Famicom hardware, could do NES hardware-based scrolling, which is one of the reasons why the graphics moved much smoother. So if you can compare an NES game to a ColecoVision game or a Sega SG-1000 game, it just looks so much better, and one of the reasons is the smooth hardware-based scrolling. But Excite Bike is one of the first games to really do that, and they used some rudimentary physics. Didn't quite land that right. And in doing so, they used some of the programming tricks that they used this on a little project that Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to do. called Super Mario Brothers. And so Mario's acceleration. Let's see, which bike is mine? I was the little red guy. I'll show you again. So I am the little red guy on the bottom. And that's a spinal cord injury. So the more that I read and do research about Nintendo and whatnot, it's fascinating to see that they really like to recycle ideas. And their previous work is often a big inspiration in their later one. And so it's really cool to see this combination of creativity and technical. And actually, like, you can play this with just you and not the other racers. And the other racers, you know, gives you... it's more fun. Are you the only bike that plays the computer? Yes, right now I am the only one playing the game on this good old... This is a Hyperkin controller, very similar to the original. It actually works on the NES hardware. And down here I have my red... you know what? I'll go ahead and do this. Let me pause that. Oh, increase the size of this. So... let me give everyone a little tour here of my living room, or my kitchen. So here's my mic, and I got a mic stand. This is actually was used for various concerts and stuff in Portland, and I got it from a used record store. And so I got a USB ball mic, and then I started making a lot of... so I got a windscreen to go on it. I have my Final Cut Pro mousepad, my small monitor, my retro USB ABS, my Mac Mini, and my big editing monitor. That was fun. I'd show you my cat, but he's surprisingly chill right now. I believe he's sleeping on my bed. Which, I'll take it. Putting the video monitor back where it was. Do the others hit you? Yes, they are... you're not really racing against them, but they are road obstacles. So... the presence of other racers makes it harder, and I think more fun. But that game, I believe, is from 1985. So I was 7 when it first came out, and yeah, summer of 1985, I was 7, almost 8. Three people watching. It's all good. So, Super Mario Bros. 3. So, I should have used that turtle shell. Oh well. Let's see. How many are watching? Can they type comments? Yes. Currently, 4 people are watching. They can type comments. You're the only one that is typing comments. You and my friend Lori. So that's cool. Do. So, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is, let's see, I think you were into Star Wars when this came out in 1985. Well, yes, I was always into Star Wars. 1980, really into Star Wars in 1983, because that's when Return of the Jedi came out. And then there was, everyone was like, I remember saying, oh, George Lucas was, there's a little comic about George Lucas saying, oh, are you going to make more Star Wars movies? And it's like, yeah, I think I'll wait until like 1987 or 1997. And that just seemed like this incredible long time in the 80s. And by Lord, he was right. George Lucas actually then made more Star Wars movies in 1987, but it just seemed like this little date that he just pulled off the top of his head. But he'll remember what he said and then use that in future Star Wars stuff. Like, I think one time in an interview they said, why is Darth Vader so messed up? And he said, hey, he fell in a volcano. And then when he came time to get into the actual suit, by Lord, he fell into a volcano. So, Nintendo ran into the technical limitations on the cartridges. So the original Nintendo system had a limited amount of memory that it could use at any particular time. So their solution to try and extend the life of the console is they put upgrade chips inside the cartridges, and these are what's called the memory mapper chips, which then the game developers use. Let's see, you said, I remember you went camping in the Olympics and you thought the trees were from the Star Wars movies. Yeah, well, we went camping in the Olympic Peninsula, and the forest moon of Endor on the, I'm going to call it the third Star Wars movie, because there's a third one there, but it's episode 6. Yeah, the forest moon of Endor. And, of course, it was, it was filmed in the Redwood Forests, not too far south, down in California. See, I don't think I can get all the way up there. I need a... Ernie says he likes your mustache. Moustache. You typed moustache. Well, interesting thing about that. So I sort of have a thing on my YouTube templates, or what's called the thumbnail. What game is this? This is Super Mario Bros. 3. One of the third most popular Nintendo games ever, and I still think one of the greatest. So the thumbnail is very important because it's one of the things that before you make a video, you have to try and convince people to watch your video. So you have your description, and you can have probably, like, you know, the best video in the world, edited perfectly, but unless you convince people to watch it, no one's going to watch it. So we put a lot of time and effort in thumbnails. And so, long story short about a mustache, it's easier to show that I'm smiling while I'm wearing a mustache. See, I can... And I usually hold up something. So I got something that I want to talk about. And the shtick that I do is, I'm usually in the camera, I have a hold up, and I'm holding it at an angle, and looking directly in the camera, and smiling. And either looking at that, or looking directly in the lens. But, that's like the vibe that I'm going for. I'm trying to do, my videos are sort of educational. It's sort of, you know, me writing about old retro video games or things like that. Or, oh, problem was I was watching the wrong monitor. The monitor up here, there's a slight delay between the monitor down here and the monitor up there. You know what? I'm going to use the warp whistle. Get a World 4. Land of the Giants. So with a mustache, it's easier to see that I'm smiling. And a lot of the... It's really amazing how many retro video game YouTubers have, like, full-blown beards. And so I almost think, like, having a mustache is... a differentiating factor. And I've gotten comments about that. Other little things, let's see. So I've started taking better care of my skin because the HD camera is brutal. And shaving before I record, and have some, like, aloe vera so I don't mess up my look too red. And there's times that I've recorded thumbnails and I'm holding up something and then I forget to trim my fingernails, and then I've realized, ooh, those aren't good shots. So 5 watching now. So I was saying earlier, Nintendo had technical limitations on memory usage on the original, on the NES. It had a select amount of memory that it could have, and if you can't fit it in memory, you can't, include it in the game. So what they did is they created memory banks, and so let's see, you don't switch screens, do the games, is that correct? Yeah. Well, I have my monitor or my camera up there. I have a program that I'm using to broadcast this, which is called OBS. I have little graphics so I can move around on there. Ooh, there's big sumo turtles. Okay, I'm little. Let's see. Should I try and jump over him or bounce off him? I think I'll try and bounce off him. Nah. So as I was saying, so they have the memory mapper chips help the game developers and designers rapidly switch between the available memory. And so by having these memory banks, they were able to do games that were more complex and have more detailed graphics than were possible before them. And that's sort of one of the ways that the NES, which was, originally came out in Japan in 1983, was relevant way into, like, I mean, I'd have to look, but I believe they're still making, it's 5. They're making games in over a decade, which is incredibly a long time. Okay, I won't cheat on this. This is the card game. You can look these up and let's see. 10 and well, that was unproductive. Pick a box. Its contents will help you on your way. So I started streaming almost an hour ago. So I figure it's 7 o'clock right now. I figure I'll go until 8. So the advanced memory mapper chips were inside the cartridge and basically functioned as upgrades, but they increased the cost of the cartridge. Oh, I should show the Japanese version. So one of the changes that they made to the US version is you can take an additional hit. So in the American edition, or the Western edition, if you're Fire Flower or Tanuki Mario and you get hit, you go back to Large Mario before going to Small Mario. And in the Japanese version, you just go straight back to Small Mario. Lineup, okay. I am... Yes! Very pleased with that. Four people watching, very cool. Pick a box, its content will help you on its way. I am gonna take out all those Hammer Brothers with my fireballs. That is actually a very powerful item. That's also a very powerful item. Especially when it comes to trying to beat the game. Oh. These map... Oh, let's see. Oh, I missed them. Soma Kombucha, a kombucha place in Portland. They have a really lovely peach kombucha tea. Fire flower. By the way, if anyone has any requests of NES, Famicom, or Famicom Disk System games that you want me to play, let me know. I have pretty much... That's me getting cocky. It's fascinating how Nintendo, like... So they introduce something and then show you how to use it. Let's see. I remember thinking that was really tough as a kid. Let's see. Nice. Watching now. Yes, that was random luck. Five watching now. Oh, it's terrible. The king has been transformed. Please find the magic wand so we can change him back.
Oh, it's terrible! The king has been transformed!
Please find the magic wand so we can change him back. Ugh. So I need to remember to talk. So that was a perfect example of if I was playing the Japanese version of the game, I would have gone back to Small Mario. But since I am playing the American version, I am Large Mario. Forget, yep, there's a brick over here. I forget which Koopa kid this is. Ludwig? No, he has a crazy hair. Alright, oh thank heavens, I'm back to my old self again. Let's see. Excitebike, played that. Oh, might as well do some Tetris. So, Nintendo Tetris did not come out in Japan. The Japanese market, the Famicom version, had BPS Tetris, and let's see if I can do... Oh... So, BPS Tetris, I am not good at it. Because any game of Tetris that deviates from the button layout that you do, the controls, is just wicked for me. I am there. Now I'm building much cleaner. Oh, that was a mistake. But that's another... Okay, I am... I am getting very cocky. Oh, fart. Let's see. I'll try that again. Let's try number 2. And see if I can clear this. Oh, and I messed up. Yeah, I'm not as good as I used to be. Okay, Tetris. Let's see, what other game did I review? Let's see, Kid Icarus. I actually put Kid Icarus in the, before some Kid Icarus, I thought I would do some Donkey Kong. There we go, Donkey Kong Classics. Is not only is it Nintendo's first big hit for electronic games, and single-handedly saved the company's electronics or arcade division by using all of the leftover radar scopes systems that they had stockpiled. It was the first game by, not the first game that Shigeru Miyamoto worked on. It's the first game that he, like, full-blown designed. Donkey Kong. First game with Mario. First game with Donkey Kong. But, the Game & Watch version, Gunpei Yokoi developed the D-pad for the Game & Watch version, which then Nintendo would use for that they would use for controllers and the Game Boy, and you know, pretty much changed video games forever. But the game Donkey Kong, they had licensed to Coleco to make home games for both for the ColecoVision, which wasn't a thing at the time, but specifically Nintendo licensed Donkey Kong to Coleco, which then they made an Atari version. And Coleco was pretty prolific in making versions of Donkey Kong. And I just painted myself into the corner. Come on. Yes, you want this. What? that is shenanigans. And it moved back. We got a rogue fireball! So, Hiroshi Yamauchi saw, these other Western companies, Coleco, making all this money off of Donkey Kong. And he wanted Nintendo in on the home console business. They weren't the first one in there, and third chairman of Nintendo, a little bit of a tyrant. I'm not saying that Hiroshi Yamauchi had ties with organized crime, but some of the people that he played poker with in Kyoto are alleged to have been a lot of legitimate businessmen. And Nintendo has ties to organized crime in Japan by manufacturing Hanafuda cards going back almost 100 years before then. So, anyway, Hiroshi Yamauchi really didn't like being told something was impossible. So he put his engineers on the task of developing a home system which could play Donkey Kong and cost, I think, 80,000 yen, which was something like $60-70. And they got pretty close. So Donkey Kong, or the NES, could be sold for less profitably for, I think it was like $80 when it came out. Also, the US tended to love bundled game systems. The whole concept of the game pack-in really wasn't a thing in Japan. You'd buy your game system that didn't come with any games, and then, you had a selection of games available at launch, and a lot of people purchased Super Mario Brothers, but it didn't actually come in the actual box. Tetris is not a pack-in, so this is in the Japanese market. It is in the Western ones. One minute and 15 seconds for people watching now. Let's see, I think I'll play Donkey Kong until I screw up next. And then I'm thinking about switching to Kid Icarus. Ugh. Okay, one more life. I have 3 left. Do I? M0. I think that's the... So... NES Famicom Donkey Kong is literally the game that the Famicom was designed to play. Oh, and a rogue barrel got me. It was changed from being a Tate mode game to vertical. You know what? Might as well do some Donkey Kong Jr. Let's see, it's game mode B, is that more difficult? Yes, it definitely is. So, my first video game system was not a Nintendo system. It was a ColecoVision, but I had Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong was the pack-in cart for the ColecoVision. And they got a pretty That's right. Donkey Kong Jr. can't jump that high. That's what we call a gamer move right there. If you time it right, you can get up. So, how does Mario have these, like, army of birds that he uses to attack Donkey Kong Jr.? Again. Alright. Some Kid Icarus. You know what? I think I'll be fancy and do some Famicom Disk System Kid Icarus. Let's see. They don't have it as Kid Icarus. What is... I think it was Angel Land Mogatari? A-N... Okay, now I gotta look up what is the Japanese word name for Kid Icarus. Looking it up in Wikipedia. Light Myth, Polonia's Mirror. LM. Oh well, might as well go back to the Nintendo Entertainment System version. HI... Kid Icarus. Do-do-do-do-do. So, in my video, I sort of say that Metroid gets all the attention, and Kid Icarus really deserves a lot more respect. It hasn't quite gotten all of the sequels like Metroid has. But it's from an era when Nintendo was really pushing hard on the Famicom Disk System and came out with quite a lot of games. Oh! I'm finished. Let's see. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Little winged snakes there. It's a nice little hi-hat that they got going. I have no idea what those floating eyeball monsters are. Well, they're floating eyeball monsters, that's what they are. That was a little weird that they turn into the hammers, which then you could use in the other stages. But that hi-hat is pretty cool. See, I believe the wine goblet. Oh, I don't know. Let's try that one. Ooh, decent. Oh, the Grim Reaper. Of course, they're mixing mythologies here. Oh, I got by without triggering him. Nice. Let's see, done with the first stage. I remember I never had a copy of this game as a kid, but I think I might have rented it once, and I believe J.C. Penney's had some Nintendo demo kiosks, which were all the rage, and I played this there. Let's see, the challenge rooms, I believe those were called. What do you say? Try buying from me? I do not have enough hearts. Well, that was unproductive. At least I'm not slipping on the ice. Let's see. They don't have everything. They had a selection. So Kid Icarus is, you know, it seems definitely, you can definitely see the Nintendo R&D 1 influences and the influences of like Ice Climber. But they are trying to do something different. Sacred words. All right, that's enough Kid Icarus for me. Let's see. 2 watching now. Let's see. Well, one's probably me. So this is 8-bit joystick. Stay awesome. Play retro. So I hope people like those. That's my little sign off. You do try and do little things like that. The next video I'm working on is games that were reprogrammed by Sega, games that Sega themselves ported to their platforms, both for the Master System, the SG-1000, and the Genesis / Mega Drive. So let's see, 3 people watching, so 1 person more watching. Let's see, what have I already played in this live stream? I did Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, Donkey Kong Classics, Excite Bike, Balloon. You know what? Balloon Fight. Let's do some Balloon Fight. Let's see. Balloon Fight. So, I found out that the sequel to Balloon Fight, Satoru Iwata and HAL Laboratories is a company that was independent at the time. Almost would call them a second-party developer because Nintendo had a really close tie with them, corporate ties, and I think So after 1983, when Nintendo released the Famicom in Japan, but before it took off, they were able to sell it in America. They had a couple of years. They didn't have any inroads in the American market, and one of the pitches was to try to convince Atari to distribute the Famicom and make an American version and distribute it through their retail things. But Atari had, almost melted down after the great video game crash of 1983, but they were still around there, and they still did have infrastructures and relationships with retailers. Ouch. So what they did is I'm not lucking out on this. Okay, one more time. So Nintendo had HAL Laboratories mock up some prototypes of some games that were popular on Atari systems, and one of which was Joust, which I believe from Midway. But, it was So HAL Laboratories had got experience, making, they got paid to make this Joust prototype, and it didn't get released, and he got out there. So Balloon Fight, long story short, is obviously inspired by Joust, and that experience of making the Joust prototype influenced Balloon Fight. And I later found out that there's a sequel, Balloon Kid, for the Game Boy, and it only got released in the US, or in the West, on cartridge itself. So there was also a digital download system for Lawson's called the Nintendo Power Kiosks. And so Nintendo actually had their own flash cartridges, and one of the exclusive games was Balloon Kid. Balloon Kid DX, they made a color version. So the original black and white Balloon Kid was not released on cartridge for the Game Boy in Japan, but they got a color download version, which was cool. For watching now. Okay, 19 points. Let's see, keep this going. It's funny how it makes that noise when the giant fish monster eats them. Let's see, what Wi-Fi network am I using? Well, this is my first time streaming. Hopefully this looks good. Good, I'm on my 5G Wi-Fi network, so hopefully I'm using all of my available bandwidth and upload to... Oh! You know, the 1980s, there really was a lot more games that were obviously inspired by other ones. But, you know, we see that now, I guess, with all these first-person shooters and other games that are clearly influenced by other popular ones. Let's see, this is the one with a spinner. Let's see. Ouch. Ouch, I should say. Ouch. Okay, last. Ah, lightning got me. All right, this is 8-bit joystick. Stay awesome, play retro. So, I'm gonna have my new videos. I'm gonna try and have them out by 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and then 6 o'clock at night. I'll do a live stream. Try and play some of the same games that I did in the video, and I hoped you like this. All right, so I need to do a follow-up video on essential third-party NES games. So go to my essential NES game and post a comment about what third-party game you want to see included for my next essential game video. All right, have a good one.